All right. All right, YouTube, we'll be with you in a second here. Just got to get this thing rocking and rolling. Here we go. It's over. We're live. All right, here we go. So my daughter wants a pony and I want to go to outer space. So yesterday I was at a really cool fair, a harvest festival, and my daughter, she pet the little pony, and she's 2, she's almost 3 years old. And she's like, Papa, can I have a pony? And it just filled my heart full of warm love and amazingness. And so if you have kids, you get it. If you don't have kids, you could probably still get it. And then, I have goals myself. Like I have a goal that I want to take my family to outer space. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but why not? And what's interesting, about 7-8 years ago, I basically stopped dreaming. What's up, Derek? I stopped dreaming. And hearing my daughter say that just reminded me when I was a kid, like, what are the things I dreamt about and what I wanted to achieve and what do I want to do? And I got a text this morning from a good buddy of mine because I had a dream last night, really good. He's the best man at my wedding. And Jeremy, if you're on, hi. And he goes, I had a dream last night that you were playing in the NFL and you got a tackle and you're super, super excited. Because that was my goal and dream when I was a kid. And so as you're coming on, do me a huge favor and just put down below, like, what was that childhood dream you had? What was that thing when you were a little kid that you wanted, that you always wanted? Now, I probably won't play in the NFL, which is okay. I've created other dreams to have. But what it did is it taught me, hey, Dustin, from Louisville, Kentucky, what's happening? But I want you to take a moment and think about this. Like, we have all these dreams when we're kids and then we just give up on them. And I did. I know I did. In my 20s, life was tough. I had a really challenging time for about 8 years. When I was 21, lost my father. My mom was diagnosed with a disorder or cancer. My wife left me. I got in trouble in the military. I had to get out. I had to figure out life. I was just frigid and cold. I was injured. I couldn't lift my arms. My leg didn't work. It was a tough time in my life. Compared to other people, it's, they may have other times, but then I stopped dreaming. I gave up a lot of those things. And fortunately, 8 years ago, I met a guy that got me back dreaming again and thinking about what's possible. What can I create in this world and life? And I think that as I meet more people, I feel so many people give up on their dreams of what they wanted. And it's like they can't ever have it. And then they give up on their health dreams. I'm talking to, grandpas and grandmothers that are not, their dream is to spend more time with their grandkids, but they're not doing the things that they need to get there because they're not inspired to go get it. Or they feel like it's too high of a mountain to climb, or they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to achieve it. And so it's just something that just touches my heart because, man, it's never too late. There's never too late. You hear of Colonel Sanders. Is that the guy's name that did Kentucky Fried Chicken? I mean, that all happened in his 60s, y'all. And now it's an entrepreneur concept. But my mom in her 65, she got healthy. And now in her 70s, she's healthier than she was when she was in her 50s. Like, it is never too late to go chase your dreams. It's never too late to have the things you want. I don't know if we'll ever have a pony or not, but man, all I want my kids to do is keep dreaming and going towards them, because what's the alternative? Feel like shit and not go after anything? Like, is that the alternative? Is to play it safe? And then, Michael Rutherford, a good buddy of mine, he said, there's more #1 hit songs in the grave than there is ever been sung. Meaning that there's so many people out there with talent that never step out to go for it. And then they go to their grave without ever pursuing it. And he goes, like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, Dustin. But that's who I was when I met him. I stopped dreaming. And I was like, oh, I'm good enough. My car's good enough. My house is good enough. And they're great, but it wasn't what I was dreaming about when I was a kid. And I gave up. But what I didn't realize, because I gave up my dreams, I started going backwards, not forward in my life. I was going backwards. I was playing it safe all the time, but that's not inspiring my kids to want more and do more and be better and grow. It's actually inspiring them to play it safe and let the world beat the shit out of them. Not a cool thing. So my daughter wants a pony and I want to go to outer space. And so I want to just give another shout out, and I didn't get to read anybody. But what are the things that you wanted to do when you were a kid? What are your dreams? What are the things you want to do with your kid? What's your goal today? Do you have a goal now? Outer space is my North Star. Ironically, this was not planned, but I have this on my desk. This is something I put together. I learned a training from Jairek Robbins and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. And what's your North Star? What's that big dream that you have? And this is important because if you have a big dream, it's got to be in front of you and it's got to be exciting, but it's got to be a little scary at the same time. Like, oh shit, what if that actually happens? What if I make $20 million? What if I have $20 million in the bank? What's that going to feel like? That's kind of scary, right? It used to be scary, not anymore. Now I want more. I want more. And it's not about the money. It's about the pursuit to go getting it. It's fun to go out and create and do things that comes in. But anyway, I want to go to outer space, or I want to take my family to outer space. I want to be the first family. I don't maybe not the first family, but I want to be one of the first families ever to go to outer space as a vacation. And I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't care, actually. I just know that it's going to happen in some capacity. Have a house with a pool overlooking the water with a boat. That sounds awesome. Christy, I love it. I want to see a picture. Christy, send me a picture of that house. All right. This is my rule, though. If you have a dream, the dream's got to be in front of you. Have you touched it? Christy, how many houses have you went and looked at? Christy, how many houses have you went and looked at that actually are over the water, like with a slide and all that good stuff and a boat? Have you looked at those houses? If you don't look at them, then your dream's not becoming real. But at the end of the day, so the cool thing is, and this is not what I'm going to talk about, but there's goals along the way to hit your North Star. So many people, I meet so many people, they want to go to Paris. They want to take the kids to Disney World, but they never ever plan it out. They don't know what it even costs. They don't know what it's going to take. They just automatically think it's not possible, or they don't dream about it and actually go plan it, see what it's going to take, and then set a goal in place. Maybe what you do is just, you want to go to Paris with your wife, your husband. Maybe what you do is you find out how much it costs. It's going to be $10,000 because I want to go in style. You can go for way less than that, but maybe that's what you want to do. Okay, so maybe you save $100 a week, or $100 a month, or $100 a week, right? Save $100 a month. How many months would it take to get to Paris? Right? 100 months. Okay, well, you can go to Paris now. Now you can start to believe, but what if you can save $100 a week? What if you can create an extra income to offset it and make $500 a month you put away for Paris? Put a plan together. That's the goal. Put the plans together so that you can achieve the North Star. For me to go to outer space, there's a few factors. You got to be in shape enough. You got to be healthy enough. You got to have enough money to go to outer space. Fortunately, the cost is coming down. It's not going up. But that's the exciting thing. Plan it out. Figure it out. Where are you at? Where do you want to go? But my wife, or if my daughter can dream, why can't I dream? You never have to give up on your dreams, y'all. It's super, super, super important. If Prove It has taught me anything, is that dream big, be bold. Fortune comes to the people that are bold. Go be bold. Now, if you're a person on here and you're watching this, you're kind of like, oh, that's just crazy. This guy's nuts. I love you anyway. I'd be honest with you, but be careful not to shoot down other people's dreams. Okay. I would say the best gift I've ever got in my life, and this goes out to my mom, my friends, my loved ones. People have never told me. I get to hear stories about people telling me, yeah, my mom held me back. So they told me not to go for it and not to dream. My mom, the best gift I ever got. My mom just jumped on. No shit. My mom just jumped on here. Mom, I love you. I was just talking about you. But the best gift my mom ever gave me is not her love. That's very evident. That's not the best gift she ever gave me. The best gift my mom ever gave me is she never told me that I couldn't achieve anything. Never. She never told me. Now, she may not have believed some of the shit I was going to do. She might think that boy is crazy, but she never told me I couldn't do it. Now, in her brain, she has like, oh my God, how do I make that kind of money? Like, she had her own thoughts of things that were going to be hard, but she never, ever told me it wasn't possible. If I wanted to be a pro athlete, she never told me I couldn't do that. I didn't make it though. Just so y'all know, I came up short. I didn't make it. I think I was good enough. I think I could have did it. There's life lessons in there, but at the end of the day, she never told me it wasn't possible. When I told her that I wanted to move, buy a new house, I want to have more houses, I want to travel, I want to fly, I want to do this, I want to do that, she never told me I couldn't. So if you're a person out there right now and you think about this, if you have kids, do you ever take away and tell them it's not possible? I tell you what, I didn't learn to read as a kid. I was in remedial reading. I'm actually getting tested, Mom, just so you know, I'm getting tested for dyslexia in the next few months. Pretty confident that I probably am, but we'll find out. Getting tested for adult onset ADHD because my brain's all over the place, but that's great. It actually gave me some, there's a lot of reasons why I couldn't be successful, but she never told me that I could. She never once told me that. And that's the biggest gift. If you're a parent out there, don't ever put seeds of doubts in your kids' brains that anything is possible. I'm just telling you, coming from a small town of 700, and now doing what we do all over the world, helping people live a better life, anything is possible. I'm just telling you, anything is freaking possible. If you're willing to have a dream, go for it and set a standard for yourself to live by. And I'm gonna say it again, have a dream, go for it and set a standard for yourself to live by. The one other tip I give you is that you got to find somebody to follow, right? The world's crazy out there, and if you do it all on your own, it's freaking nuts. Now, there's some people out there that have done it on their own. There's people out there like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and Jobs and Tesla guy, Elon. They did it on their own, but that's why they're worth billions and billions of dollars. They went and they defied it all. And I'm proud of them. I'm super stoked for them, and be that guy too, do it anyway. But if you really want to take it in a path, find somebody that has what you want, go do what they did and go change your life forever. Because my daughter wants a pony, right? My daughter wants a pony. I want to go to outer space, y'all. And why not? Why not? I mean, how freaking cool it is to take our entire family to outer space. It's game on. This is what it is. And, I learned this one more tip before I go off, and we're gonna go shopping and get our daughters their birthday dresses. Is our CEO said something to me, and that's why I love Prove It. It's like, we grow people. It's about people. People think we're in the ketone space, and we do have the number one ketone supplement in the world, number one product in the world, number one supplement in the world, one of the number one health products in the world, backed by the top scientists in the world. It's pretty amazing, but it's actually not what we do. What we do is help people live better and grow more. And the opportunity is for you to participate however you want. That's the gift. You just got to decide what role you want to play. But he said something to me was really special. He said, Dustin, there's a million ways to make $1 million. If you're financially trying to live a better life and you want to live a better freaking life, there is a million ways to go do that. There's so many. And he goes, you missed many opportunities because your brain wasn't on straight to see the opportunity in front of you. And it's funny, now that I see this now and understand it, I can think back in time of how many opportunities that were right there in front of me that I didn't take advantage of, because I had doubts, I had misbelief, I didn't trust the leader, I didn't know to trust the leader. Most of it was internally in me. I was afraid, I was nervous, I was afraid of failing, I was afraid of what people were going to think of me. All these things going on, and I see that today in Prove It. People that see Prove It at ketones, they're like, it's network marketing, it's an MLM. Like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares what people think? They don't pay your bills. But at the end of the day, the platform works. It works really, really well. We just made it better, right? Who cares? The alternative is to stay where you're at and not live a better life, right? That's the alternative. My alternative was I was going to do a franchise, which was going to be a stupid amount of money, or I was going to do this. Well, this one, easy. And the reason why is I got some really, really powerful advice from very successful, successful people, not in this industry, in the business world. They said, that's tough. This is simple as long as you do the work. And the coolest piece of advice I got was from Chris. Chris is my old client of mine, and he's very successful in a very successful business. And he goes, Dustin, he goes, when you start this business, he goes, the one tip I'll give you, he goes, if you like the product, which he drank the product, I drink, right? We love the product, right? And he goes, and you can respect the leadership. He goes, the rest is up to you. He goes, the rest is up to you. He goes, you got to go to work. And he goes, treat this, if you really want to do big, like big. And he goes, you'll make more money doing that than ever in the franchise. He goes, it's not even close. Not even close. If you go after it, if you really go after it. He goes, but whatever number, he goes, the biggest downsides to what you're going to get involved in is that there's not a lot of money to invest. He goes, your initial cost is low. And and I'm like, that's a downside. He goes, yeah, it's a huge downside. He goes, when I started my company, he goes, we had to invest 20, 30, $50 million to get it started. He goes, do you think I'm going to work really hard if I invested that much money? He goes, yes. Now he had to get investors to get that going, right? But he goes, you do a franchise, you're working 16-hour days. He goes, 2-3 years before you really get ahead. You're not really going to make that much money anyway, unless you have 3 or 4 franchises. And he goes, you get for 3 to 5 years, you're going to work your butt off all day, this is just your whole life. He goes, when you invest in Prove It, he goes, you don't have to invest that much. It's a small overhead. It's a couple $100, $500, $1,000, whatever, not very much. He goes, so you need to add 3 zeros to the end of it and work like you just invested that. So that's what I did. And it was a gift for me because I treated it as like I invested $1 million. Now I didn't treat it like I invested $1,000 or whatever. I think it was only 500 or 600 when we started. I didn't look at it that way. And so that was huge. Yes, you can share it anywhere you guys want to. You guys, in my lives, you can share it to the world. I'm just going to tell you, if you're on this live and you're watching this, the replay or whoever, and you want to do more or participate in this, or if you want to become a promoter, if you want to drink our product, if you're not drinking this, it's hard for me to help you. It's really hard. Like it's so powerful what this is. The product is truly amazing. But I would tell you, I vowed over the last 3 months is that I got to talk more about Prove It than the product. And the reason why is that we are not where we are because of the product. We are because of the company. We are where we're at. We live in a whole different, we've lived in 4 zip codes now since we started this. We found our homeland where we want to raise our kids. We've traveled the world. Our kids have been around the world. We've lived an amazing life. We have a lot of freedom in our life. And that's because of Prove It. Ketones are just the thing that we've been able to help people live better through their health. Prove It has given us the ability to become better parents, better husbands, better wives, better spouses, and better people. And gives us a legacy to leave for our family. Like that's what Prove It's given us. So if you want to participate in what we're doing, I would just tell you to just talk to whoever invited you to my lives. If it's me, if you're following me to follow me, then reach out, talk to me. Let's see if it's a fit. If it's the product's a fit, and it should be, everybody should drink ketones, no questions asked. Just drink them every day for the rest of your life. That might freak some people out, but drink them for 90 days and you'll realize why you want to drink for the rest of your life. How's that? But if you really want to look at something in a serious manner, like look at our business, but only piece of advice I'm going to teach you is like, realize what you're participating in. Is this not something that you just, I mean, too many people join this industry and they dabble and then they say it didn't work. It works. The leadership is here. The leadership is at the top of the company. The person that you enrolled may not be the right leader for you, but somebody above them is the right leader. You got to go find those people and come to all of our events. You got to show up to our events. If you don't show up to our events, we can't train you. If we can't train you, you can't be the top. You can't create, you got to get trained. And everything you do, you got to get trained, right? You got to follow the plan. And that's not always easy. I've missed a couple events because I've had babies on event days. I've had 2 babies on event days, kind of crazy. The next baby will not be on an event day. So a couple weeks from now. But anyway, that's just me out to you. But if you want more information, legitimately, if you want a pony, you want to go to outer space, or you want to go to Disney, if you want to go to Paris, if you want to live a better life, you got to make a change. And what I realized 8 years ago is that my life wasn't going to change if I didn't change. That's it. That's what I realized. And guess what? I changed what I was doing. I changed the way I did everything, literally everything. And I'm still changing. I'm going to keep evolving because I have more things I want, more impact I want to make, more lives I want to change, and mission to 1 million. You can see it on this side. So I'm super excited. I hope this live came off well. But what's your North Star? If you haven't, just jumping on, if you haven't already, put down what's your big goal? What's your big dream? What's the thing that you've always wanted to? And are you willing to go for it? Are you willing to give something up to have that? And that's the question. And if you are, then find something that you can do that's going to get you there. You can't just, you got to do something. You got to put the energy towards something. And if you do that, your life will forever get better. So with that said and done, I have some really cool videos coming out soon. So stay tuned. Any one of my channels, stay tuned. I have a lot of really neat videos coming out. Some of them are going to be about ketones. Some of them will be about coaching, about development, about leadership. And we got to spend some time with Jay Shetty this week. It was really cool spending time with him, realizing, man, we're all powerful beings. We're all powerful people. And everybody watching this is a powerful person. So I'd love to make an upper side of 5K a month. Nice. That's awesome. But I would ask you why, Denny. So people put money down. I always ask why, right? Why do I want to go to outer space? Is because my whole life I've looked up at the stars and I'm just fascinated. And it's a dream. Like I look at outer space. I'm like, why not? Like it's an opportunity. I've gotten to fly in crazy jets. I've gotten to jump off of things. But you know, the one thing I've never got to do is look at Earth from out there. Right? We look at out there and we see how beautiful the stars are, but people don't realize how beautiful Earth is until you see it from a different perspective. And that makes you want to take care of your land. It makes you want to take care of what you have. And so I have a lot of reasons why I want to go to outer space. It's not just because I check off the list. It's because I really want to see the world from a different perspective so that we can appreciate the world we actually live in. I know that's kind of deep, but that's really how I think about going to outer space. And I want to set a standard for my kids to realize that any of my limitations shouldn't hold them back, because I have limitations in my brain that I'm working through, but none of my limitations should ever do that. So Denny unpacked that a little bit more. Denny put down her goal, and I want you to unpack that more. If you have a financial goal, really dived in on why. Because if your why isn't strong enough, and I'm going to shut up here in a second, but if your why isn't strong enough, what happens is there's nothing pulling you towards your goals. So paint a picture. I don't know, you just hear me talk about outer space, but when I said that, hopefully I was painting a picture for you all, right? If you want to go to Disney World, right? Or if you want a certain amount of money because you want to live a certain life, but design that life in your brain, right? I can literally, like we just bought a new house here in Northern California. Well, we're designing a new house. We haven't built it yet, but it's designed here. We have a design of what we want, and it's just something that's pulling us towards it. And we're enjoying our life as we go into this new life. And so, Danny, really design it, write it out. What does your life really look like? And then that'll also tell you if $5,000 is what you really want or not. But design your life. What does that look like? And so, anyway, I got to go. Get back to whoever refers you to follow me. Tell them you want to drink ketones, you want to promote, you want to become a promoter, you want to learn about becoming whatever. Tell them your goals, tell them your dreams, tell them how you're going to get there. Maybe it's not with us, that's okay. Whatever it is that you're going to go do to get what you want, tell them. Be like, tell them, talk about it, talk about your dreams, talk about your goals, talk about what you want to achieve. I promise you, it's more fun than not. Right. And then put the plan together, find a plan to follow and get along with it and go put the plan out to accomplish it. Have a great shop with the girls. I will, Liam. I'm taking off with the girls and the family. Y'all have an awesome Saturday. Appreciate y'all for plugging in. And if you're following me to follow me and you want to work with me, just text me, message me, and we'll figure something out. I'm out. 1 down. 2 down. Bye, Instagram. 3 down, 4 down, and